All right, let's talk about rounding and formatting numbers. Now there's a bunch of different methods that we can use in JavaScript to do this. Built into the math object, we've got three methods here I want to talk about: round, floor, and ceiling. These are for rounding numbers off, all three of them, just different ways in which they round the numbers off. Then we have toFixed, toExponential, and toPrecision. These return a string, and parseInt and parseFloat will return a number from a string. Okay, so let's say we have, using these variables here for these examples, let's talk about the round, floor, and ceiling first. Now if I do math.round and I pass in that first variable, what this is going to do is it's going to try to round off my number to the closest integer. These being the integer portion, or this being the integer portion, there's the decimal portion. Now I want to take this and I want to round it. And that means if the first digit here, if this is 5 or higher, it's going to round this up to a 2. If this is below 5, it will round it down. So it'll leave it at the 1. So it'll be 1.0 is what you end up with. Now I'm going to log these out so we can see the results. Use my normal console.log shortcut, and we'll just wrap this inside of the log. Okay, so I want to call, with node, we're going to call our round.js script, and there we go. Because this number was 5 or higher, it got rounded up. If we change this to, say, 8.4, save, and run this again, now you can see it gets rounded down to 1,111. That's what the round function does. Now the floor and ceiling, so let's take this and duplicate it a couple times. Do once with floor and once with ceiling. Run this again. There we are. Round, rounded down because this first part of the decimal here, the first digit, was less than 5, so it rounded down. Floor always rounds down, regardless of what it is. So this could be 0.4, it could be 0.9. It's always going to round down to the floor. Ceiling, conversely, will always round up. So we've got this 0.4, rounds it up to a 2. Okay, so that is round, floor, and ceiling. Simple enough. Moving on to the next part. So I'll comment these out just so we don't have to see the console logs for those. Next one, toFixed, toExponential, and toPrecision. These are going to return a string value. And we're going to say number.toFixed. Sorry, and this is going to be replaced with the number that we want to. So I'll say number1.toFixed, and then we provide how many decimal places we want. So right now it's 3. Let's say I want it to 4 decimal places. And there we are. There's the 4 decimal places. If I say I want it to 1 decimal place, run this again. There we are. It rounded that final digit. So because there were additional digits here, the 6 and the 7, and I said I wanted to 1 decimal place, it takes a look at this number, goes to the next one, says, okay, you're going to be cut off, so are you greater than 5? If so, I will round up the previous digit. And that's how we end up with this. Now, toExponential. And there we are. So 2 digits below the decimal, same as before, we're providing the number of digits that we want. And it's going to do this. This is 1.11. Those are my two digits that I was specifying here, times 10 to the power of 3, so times 1,000. 1.11 times 10 to the 1,000. That is the exponential representation of this number right here, this 1111.467. If I said I want it to, let's say, 6 instead of 2. There we go. I now get every single one of these digits. So there's 6 coming after the decimal place times 10 to the third, which is times 1,000. So 1111.467. That is the number that we get. All right, and one last one here with number 1 dot to precision. Now, actually, with this one, I'm going to use this decimal 1 right here. We'll start with 1. All right, I've put a string in here of the decimal number, so I should remove the quotation marks to get rid of that problem there. I will clear this off, do it again, and there we are. So precision is 1. Now I'm only getting the first digit right here, the 2. This is the only one that's showing up. I'm getting that 1 digit. The reason that I'm getting that as opposed to saying 0.0 is precision is going to go to the first non-zero digit, the first significant digit, which is this one right here. Then it's going to round it off. If I said precision was 3, I run this again, now I'm getting 3 digits, starting with the first significant digit, the first non-zero digit. If we change that and say we want to go to 5, there we go. Now we have 5 digits starting at the first non-zero one. All right, so that's 2 fixed, 2 exponential, 2 precision. We'll comment these ones out. And on to our final ones, parse int, parse float. These are for extracting the integer or float, the decimal portion of a number. So out of a string. We can call them, they belong to the global object, they also belong to the number object. We can call it just directly on the global object by saying parse int, and then we pass in what it is. So there's the string, and if I do parse float, I can pass in that same string. So we're looking to extract from this, starting at the left-hand side, extract the integer portion. Now if I had characters in front of this, it would fail. But since I'm starting with a number, both of these are going to work. There we go. We'll log that one, and we'll log this one. And there we are. So this is the integer version, the integer extracted from the beginning here. And the second one is the float version of this. And again, it's any string passed in. It will start at the left-hand side and try to extract whatever string that you want. All right, so that is round, floor, ceiling, 2 fixed, 2 exponential, 2 precision, parse int, parse float, everything that you need to format and round off numbers. So hope that helps. Any questions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.